Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, podcast family? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 371. I'm Phil Graham, and I've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be talking about mastering dynamic personalized ads on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm going to share my step-by-step guide. This stuff is really powerful. This is a way to actually find out what people are most interested in terms of your ideal customers and clients, and then talk to them through your ads about those same things. And you're not going to be guessing. You're going to know because you're going to have data that tells you because it's based off of their actions. This is amazing. It's powerful. I can't wait to share it with you. Let's jump in. I'm so glad you guys are here and happy to be the voice of reason and bring some value in a world full of scammers and get-rich-quick idiots everywhere. So thank you guys for being here. You're in the right place. So some of you might be thinking, why personalized dynamic ads? Well, because they are amazing. They're insanely powerful, and they can allow you to communicate with your audience, with your ideal and best potential customers and clients, and communicate based off of what those people have shown you they're most interested in as it relates to your product or service, or the problem you solve, or what they want or need the most. And most importantly, you can do this without guessing. You'll know what is important to them because it's based off of their verifiable actions that they take with the ads and your website at the top of the funnel using data. So it's so powerful. I can't wait to share it with you in today's episode. Now, before we jump into this, if you guys are looking to learn ads the right way, in my opinion, the best way in the world to do it is through consulting or coaching, whatever you want to call it, one-on-one. So whether you're looking for some one-on-one help or you're looking for somebody to actually run your ads for you for either one of those things, just go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I would love to connect with you. So let's jump right in with my step-by-step guide because this stuff is so powerful. To kind of set the stage, though, I need to kind of give an example so you know what I'm talking about. So I want you to think for a second about something that you really like, that interests you, that you like talking about, you like learning about, or you like doing. It might be like your favorite hobby or things that you just love to do. Maybe it's fashion related, maybe it's travel, maybe it's food, maybe it's certain family things, any number of things. Could be anything. Maybe it's sports, but something that you like to do, something you like to talk about, and you're kind of passionate about it as well. So kind of think of that one or two things. And then I also want you to think about the exact opposite of that, something that you either don't like at all, or you're literally just indifferent to, you could care less, and it would bore you to death talking about it, okay? So imagine that you were making a friend, and this friend or potential friend started talking about all the things that were important to you, the things that you were passionate about, that you really liked. Would that be a good conversation? Absolutely. That would probably blossom into a great friendship. But what if that new friend started talking about all the things that you don't care about, you literally don't like, or you're just bored to death hearing about it, and that's what they want to talk about? How's that going to work out? If they're talking about the things that you don't care about, it's not going to work very well, is it? That conversation is not going to go well. It's probably not going to last very long. And that's not what you want. So when it comes to running ads, it's a little bit different, but the concept is somewhat similar. With your customers or clients that you are looking to get, the things that are important to them as it relates to your product or service are the pain points that you help them solve or the things that you help them gain. And this applies to anything, whether you're e-commerce, whether you're a service business, local business, but there's different things and different reasons why somebody would do business with you and buy your service or product versus somebody else. And those are the things that we need to uncover But like I alluded to earlier, we don't have to guess. What they do at the top of the funnel is going to tell us, and then we're going to know. And it's like knowing what the other person is most interested in advance, or at least very interested in. And then you can talk to them more about that through retargeting, and it becomes very powerful. And I've given this example a lot, but I think most people would understand it. And it goes back to just the classic, if you were a gym or a personal trainer, there's different reasons why people go to the gym, isn't there? Some people are focused on losing weight, but you have other people that don't care about that or don't even need to lose weight at all. And they're completely focused on either building muscle or just overall health, longevity, stuff like that. There's all these different reasons why somebody might go to the gym or even get a trainer. And if you're talking to somebody who wants to build muscle or just be generally healthy and they don't even need to lose weight, and you're trying to talk about weight loss all the time, that's not going to work. So in your business, regardless, like I said, of what kind of product or service you have, there's different things like that. You have to figure out what they are, and then I'm going to show you how to implement that in our step-by-step system. And that's where it gets really fun. Now, of course, we don't only run these types of ads. We also run ads that are more broad, where we do talk about a lot of different things in the messaging, as well as broad retargeting and things like that. And sometimes one thing works better for a certain industry or client, and other times something else does. But I highly recommend you guys test this out because it can be insanely powerful. Now, the cool thing is this can be done with just about any kind of audience at the top of the funnel. You can use big, large Advantage Plus audiences. You can use regular broad audiences like lookalikes. You can also use smart segmented audiences, which are also really amazing. There's a misconception out there that Advantage Plus audiences are always the best. That is completely false. Sometimes they're the best, other times they're not even close. So you want to use different audiences and find out what is best for you. But the great news is this can work with many different kinds of audiences. So with that being said, hopefully I've set the stage for you. I want to step by step this real quick. There's really just 4 steps. So let's jump right in. Step 1, you need to choose what your primary dynamic element is going to be. This is very important because it should only be one thing. It should be personalized and it's dynamic based off of the content somebody engages with. So for example, a product or service could be one of the things you choose. Let's say you're an e-commerce shop and you have like 50 or 100 different products. So you could choose a specific product and have that be your dynamic personalized element. So that's one example. I mean, this is a classic Amazon move. If you're on Amazon searching for a potato peeler or watching a video about what is a good potato peeler, Amazon knows that you're probably in the market for one, or else you wouldn't be searching for one. And then guess what? You see ads all over the internet for potato peelers. It works. So if you got a bunch of different products, you could choose one. So you could do it at the product level or even the service level. If you have a bunch of different services, choose one main service. That's your dynamic element. And then you'll go through with the rest of these steps. So that's one option for choosing a dynamic element. Now, another option, which is one of my favorites, is doing it by pain point. So this is really good, especially if you have a service or you don't have a lot of products. If you're doing like one main thing, then you're not going to have the luxury of choosing from all kinds of different products. You've got like a main service. And so for that, that's where you get into the pain points. That's like you're the gym or the personal trainer. Instead of choosing the service aspect of it, your dynamic element is going to be something different. It's going to be the reasons why people would purchase your service and what it does for them. Most importantly, really what it does for them. What are the pain points that you help people solve? And there's going to be many different ones. For example, let's say you sell a course about investing. The main differentiation there, the main dynamic element could be making money. But there's other ones. There's fear of missing out. There's stocks versus crypto. There's all these different off-roads from the main one that you can tap into. And every single one of those things could be its own dynamic element. You wouldn't do them all in the same ad. You could eventually run a bunch of different ones and test which ones work best. I'll give you an example based off of doing it in my kind of business. If I was doing a dynamic element based off of a service, then I could have two different ones. One could be coaching and consulting. That's one. The other one could be done for you. Some people want to learn how to do it themselves and get to a pro level and get amazing at doing ads themselves so they don't have to pay anybody else to do it. While other people would like that, but they have no ability to do it because they're too busy, they're focused on their business, and they would always have somebody else run their ads for them. So if I'm trying to talk to somebody about consulting, but they're interested in done for you, that's not going to work very well, right? So that's an example. I could have a dynamic element of consulting and then a different dynamic element in a different funnel specific to done for you. So that's how I might do that one. Let's talk about pain points and problems that I solve. There's people that run ads that are losing money all the time, that are frustrated, they're struggling, they've tried all kinds of different things. Maybe they've even taken some courses that turned out to be crap and nothing seems to work. And they're struggling and they need help. Okay, that would be one specific dynamic element that I could use. But a different one, which is completely different, would be you could have an entrepreneur or a business who's not struggling. They're doing really well, but they feel like they could be getting more out of their ads. They feel like they could be doing better, or they want to spend more and scale, and they want to do that the right way. Those are two completely night and day opposite situations where I could help both of those types of clients. But if I'm trying to talk to them the same way in the same ad, it's not going to be as effective. Now, that doesn't mean I wouldn't do broad ads that try and reach everybody. We'll do that too. But doing this dynamic personalized funnel is so powerful. So I could have one for the people that are struggling and another for the people that aren't, but want help scaling. So I just kind of wanted to give you an idea using a few different industries to kind of jog your mind on this stuff and see if you can think of something that would apply to you, to your product or service, to your industry, to your pain points that you help people solve. Because no matter what kind of business you have, you can make this work. So again, step one is choosing your primary dynamic element. Now, like I said, there could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. If you have enough budget, you could do them all at once. If you don't, you could just start with one and do an entire funnel just based off of one dynamic element. And that would be awesome too. Once you've chosen your dynamic element that's personalized, and when I say personalized, it means it's going to be personalized based off of what the ideal client engages with at the top of the funnel. So that brings us to step 2. And that means we need to set up our top of the funnel personalized dynamic funnel. So we need to choose our targeting. This is where you can decide whether you're going to go with a large, broad audience like Advantage Plus, or maybe a lookalike, or you could go much more segmented and choose the combinations of demographics, behaviors, interests, and things like that. Or again, if you have enough budget, you could do both. But you need to pick an audience, and there's not one that's always better. Sometimes one works better, another time a different one works better. That's where testing comes in. Then what you need to do is create some ad copy and creative, whether it's an image or a video or both, that is focused on that one dynamic element and only that. You're really just going to talk about that one thing. If it was weight loss for a trainer, that's all you would talk about. You wouldn't be talking about building muscle or any of the other benefits of losing weight and going to the gym. You would be focused on the one thing and only the one thing in this specific funnel. Okay. So you would create ad copy and a video or image that goes with it. And then the last part of step 2, you would also create a specific landing page that the ad is going to send people to. And again, this landing page should really seamlessly match the ad copy and creative, whatever that dynamic element is. If it's weight loss, that's really all the landing page should be about. So the ad should match the video or image, and that should match the landing page. It should be all seamless. And that's going to be your top of the funnel. I would recommend doing video here because there's more retargeting options if you do video, but you could certainly do images if you'd rather do that. I like video a little bit better. There's more options with it, but I would set that up, and that's step 2. One quick note about this I do want to mention is that you do have to have the budget for this kind of stuff. It really depends on what kind of business you are, what kind of client you are. For some clients, we're going to be running the broad campaigns as our primary and then doing these as additional campaigns, but there has to be the budget for that. For certain industries and certain clients, these could be potentially your primary campaigns, but it depends on a lot of factors and a lot of variables. So unless I'm working with you personally, I wouldn't be able to tell you whether this could be a potential primary campaign for you or not. So just keep that in mind. But I will say, if you haven't tested this yet, I absolutely would be testing this. Now, step 3 is where it kind of all starts coming together. So step 2 was the top of the funnel. Step 3 is going to be the bottom of the funnel, which is retargeting. And this is like creating the audience that we're going to use in step 4. So in step 3, you're going to gather your audience. How do you do that? You can create an audience. You want it to be very specific based off of just that dynamic, personalized element that you chose. So again, pretend like you were a gym and you had a weight loss one. You would have a landing page that was only about weight loss. You would have an ad that was specifically only about weight loss, and hopefully a video as part of that ad. And hopefully you had an email opt-in on that landing page. So here's what you would do in step 3. You would take the landing page URL from just the weight loss, not your entire website, not the homepage, just the landing page URL for weight loss. And you would go into Facebook and create a custom audience of just that URL. So only people that have visited that landing page about weight loss. That's one thing you would do. The second thing you would do is you would find the video that you ran an ad on that was about weight loss. And if you've actually done more than one video, let's say you've done a few weight loss videos and that's all you talked about in those videos, you could choose multiple. You could choose 2, 3, 4 videos, however many you have that are just about your dynamic element. You would create an audience of video views for those people. The next thing you would do is you would take anybody who gave you their email, became a lead from your landing page about weight loss, only about weight loss though, not people that just filled out your form on the homepage. It could have been any reason why they did that. And again, weight loss is just an example for example purposes, but it would be about your specific dynamic element that you chose. So when they opted in on your landing page about that one specific thing, you could then upload a CSV file of the emails that opted in. There's other ways to go about this too. You can create audiences of people that became a lead from certain pages through the Facebook Audience Manager. So there's like other ways to go about it. But this audience will comprise of people that visited your specific dynamic landing page that's personalized to one element. It'll also comprise of people that viewed a video or multiple videos on that one dynamic element, and also people that gave you their email from the page that has that one dynamic element. And then if you want to, you may want to have an exclusion in there. If somebody becomes a customer or client, you could put that email in there and exclude them so they don't see this stuff. Now that our retargeting audience is set up, that leads us to the fourth and final step. And that step 4 is the bottom of the funnel, personalized dynamic funnel. So what we're going to do is we're going to target the retargeting audience we just set up in step 3. In this campaign, it's not going to be our broad retargeting audience where we're retargeting everybody. It's going to be specific to the audiences that we set up in step 3 and only those people. And that's going to be specific to the dynamic element that you chose earlier. So that's going to be our audience for our step 4 funnel. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to create some ad copy and creative to go with it. Now, you did that in step 2 at the top of the funnel, correct? You already did that, but this is now going to be a warm audience of people that have already engaged with the content. So for them to get to step 4, they had to have done something. They had to have either commented or liked the ad or watched the video or clicked to go to your website from the ad or even given you their email. So they told you through their actions that whatever your dynamic element was, that they were interested in that. Because most people, unless you're clickbaiting, hardly anybody will waste time just clicking through for no reason. Most people won't do it unless they're interested. So it's a much warmer, high potential audience here in step 4. So what do we want to do? In our ad copy and our creative, we do want it to be a little bit different than the ad copy and creative in step 2, because that was to a wide, big, broad audience. So in step 4, it's just going to be that warm audience. So you can create copy. It should still be 100% based off of whatever your dynamic element is. So you're not going to change, but you can have it be more focused on a specific call to action. Step 2 might be more about awareness and teaching something. Step 4 in the creative could be more about here's what to do next. And that's where you can recommend something, whether it's a webinar or a download. You could also offer a download in step 2 as well, or scheduling a call with you or something. But you could have a much more direct call to action in your ad copy and your creative here in step 4. But also remember, keep it specific still to your one dynamic element, because remember, if they're in step 4, it's because they were interested in whatever was in step 2. And so you want to keep talking to them about that topic, just like that friendship example I gave earlier in this episode. Don't change the topic unless you know that they really want that topic changed. And if they're here in step 4, they're here because of the actions they took. You're not guessing. You know they're interested in it because they visited a page, watched a video, or did something. So create your ad copy and creative. It could be a little shorter than step 2 and much more specific with a call to action. And that's what I would do there. And then the last part of step 4, I would create another landing page that's similar to your step 2 landing page, but this one is going to have a much more direct call to action. So for step 2, where we have a top of the funnel broad audience, you might have a download offer or something on that landing page. Here in step 4, since it's a much warmer audience, I would have a bigger call to action. So it could be a webinar sign up. It could be a opportunity to schedule a call, or you might even offer something for sale at this point. So that's all on the table because you've earned the right to do that. Now, don't forget the normal no-brainer things that I always talk about. In these ads, you should still be giving value in all of these ads. You should be relating to them, connecting with them, having empathy, all those types of things. Okay. So make sure you're still doing that in the ads. This doesn't mean you're not giving value. It just means you're giving value that's specific to the things they're most interested in. And that makes a big difference. And then lastly, just a couple pro tips. Again, make sure, I want to emphasize this, make sure that your creatives and your ad copy are seamless with your landing page and your emails on that specific personalized dynamic element. Don't do a bait and switch. And then lastly, filter through your data to further refine either your targeting or your creatives. Because as you go through this, you're going to start learning, oh, this is working better with certain types of audiences and not others, or even certain demographics within an audience. And then on the creative side, you're also going to find different types of creatives or types of different ways of doing the creatives that will work better than others. So you're going to uncover all that through good data evaluation. And then as you go, you can progress and evolve and keep getting better and better at this. As you do this, you are basing all of this based off of data not guessing. And that's where so much of the power is. So my friends, I hope this was helpful. If you guys have questions, let me know. This was kind of a lot of stuff, but it's so important, so powerful. So feel free to reach out. philgrahamdigital.com is my website, or DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. I do get lots of messages, but I always try and answer everyone. So if I haven't gotten back to you yet, I intend to, and feel free to shoot me messages and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And episode 371 is in the books. There's a great one coming next week, you guys. I will talk to you then. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.